Hi folks, this is Alan and I'm back with another movie review for you. And today I'm going to be reviewing the sci-fi classic from 1976, Logan's Run, starring Michael York, Jenny Agutter, Richard Jordan, Farrah Fawcett Majors, and Peter Ustinov. Basically, this movie takes place in the 23rd century in the year 2274, and apparently there's been a global war, and so a certain faction of the survivors of this war, they built a big domed city for the survivors to live in, and they also built this master computer that can take care of all the survivors' needs in this city, which means the people living in this city can live a totally hedonistic lifestyle. They can have all the sex that they want. They don't have to pay for anything. They don't have any bills to pay. It's just a total life of pleasure, and more pleasure. But there's just one catch. You cannot live past the age of 30. Once you turn 30, you have to take part in this ceremony called carousel, in which you are supposedly renewed. You know, you are reincarnated, renewed, and I guess that means you go back into the city, you're reborn, and you get to start your whole life over again. Everybody in the city considers the carousel ritual to be renewal. But is it renewal, or are you in fact killed on that carousel? So anyway, Logan, played by Michael York, he is a Sandman. He's a policeman. All the policemen in this dome city are called Sandmen, and basically they are assigned the task of hunting down and killing runners. Runners are people who turn 30, and they don't believe that on carousel they're renewed. They believe that on carousel you get killed, and they try to escape the city, and the Sandmen have to hunt them down and terminate them. That's Logan's job. So one day, Logan, he is assigned privately by the master computer of the city to go on a run and to escape outside the city and to find this place called Sanctuary, where apparently 1,056 runners who are unaccounted for have escaped to. And his assignment is to find Sanctuary and destroy it. And that's basically the gist of Logan's Run. Of course, Logan also strikes up a friendship with a beautiful woman, Jessica, played by Jenny Agutter, and she comes along and assists him in his run. And that's basically what you've got going on in Logan's Run. All right, well, Logan's Run has always been one of my all-time favorite sci-fi films. Although looking at it now, it's not a perfect film. You know, the script isn't as good as it could be. There's a couple of illogical parts in the movie that don't make any sense to me. But overall, I really, really love this film. I really, really do. And another reason why I'm doing the review of Logan's Run is because, you see, I'm doing this review video in 2016. That means that it is, in fact, the 40th anniversary year of Logan's Run. That's right, this film was made 40 years ago, and I didn't want this year to go by without doing a special 40th anniversary review of Logan's Run. Wow, 40 years old Logan's Run is. Amazing. But you know what? I still think that Logan's Run is a whole ton of fun. And I gotta tell you, when this movie came out in 1976, I think it officially earned the title of the hippest sci-fi film ever made, I think. I think a lot of people thought this movie was just so cool. But of course, the following year, 1977, Star Wars came out, and well, that was pretty much it for Logan's Run. it was knocked off the hippest sci-fi film ever made pedestal pretty darn quickly by Star Wars. But nonetheless, I mean, Logan's Run has always had a devoted cult following, and I still love the film. I really thought it was a real treat to watch it again just a little while ago, so I could do this review video for it. And I love this film. I really love it. Great environment to it, great atmosphere, great sensuality to it as well, and just the whole feel of it. And you got a great cast too. It really is a great film, I think, even though there are some imperfections in the script, I admit. First of all, I mean, everybody in the cast, I mean, Michael York, this is definitely one of my favorite roles from Michael York. He's great as Logan 5. I mean, all the characters in this movie are very, very naive, but then again, you have to understand they've been living in a domed city their whole lives. This is a society where nobody can live past the age of 30. They've all been told that there's nothing outside, that you have to live in this domed city because outside is danger and there's just nothing out there, literally nothing. And of course, Logan and Jessica, they go on their run, they escape outside, and well, they learn the truth. But you know, so the characters are, you know, they're all kind of naive in their own way, but still, these are very, very endearing characters. I can't help but really, really like them a whole lot. And as I say, Michael York, very, very good in the role of Logan. You know, he very handsome dude, Michael York, and you know, he's got the charm, and he's got the likable personality about him. I mean, you root for him, you really do. Especially after he learns the truth in that really cool interrogation scene with the computer, where she changes his. By the way, everybody in the city has this jewel embedded in their palm called a life clock, that it changes color as you get older, and as you approach that final day of your life where you have to go on carousel, also known as last day, it starts blinking. So anyway, he has this interrogation with the master computer, and the master computer changes his life clock so it now blinks red. That whole interrogation scene, that whole scene where the computer is assigning Logan his mission, I think is a really great scene, and Michael York acts that scene really, really well. Jenny Agutter, what needs to be said about Jenny Agutter? She's gorgeous. She has a wonderful spirit about her. Again, she's and of course naturally Logan and Jessica fall in love, as you know they're going to, but she makes a wonderful love interest for Michael York. Let's see, who else? Richard Jordan in the role of Francis. He's Logan's best friend. He plays a fellow Sandman, and once Logan and Jessica begin their run, Francis goes after them, and Richard Jordan, yeah, he's a very, very powerful actor. Sadly, Richard Jordan no longer with us. He's been gone a long time now. Passed away in 1993, it turns out. Actually, Richard Jordan had a very Richard Burton kind of look about him. But yes, very powerful performance as Francis. I really liked him very, very much. And of course, that final confrontation scene when he follows Logan and Jessica outside into Washington D.C. and they have that final fight is a great fight. Yeah, Richard Jordan, again, very, very good in the role of Francis. Farrah Fawcett Majors, what needs to be said about the lovely Farrah Fawcett? I mean, towards the end of her life, she didn't have the Majors part anymore, so we'll say Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett, what needs to be said about Farrah Fawcett? Drop-dead gorgeous woman, one of the most beautiful women who ever walked on the face of the earth. Her part in the film is very much a supporting role. She plays Holly, who works in the plastic surgery building in this film. So it's more of a supporting part. But like I said, I mean, you're reminded in this film what made Farrah Fawcett so special. I mean, she was a good actress. You know, let's not forget that she was indeed a good actress. But man, that knockout face, smile, figure, I mean, she was one of the most drop-dead gorgeous women to ever walk the face of the earth, and it still doesn't compute that Farrah is no longer with us, but nonetheless, very good in her supporting role of Holly. I like her very, very much as well. And let's see, and I also have to make mention, I think, of Peter Ustinov as the old man. Good old Peter Ustinov. Peter Ustinov also no longer with us, but nonetheless, very, very charming in the role of the old man who Logan and Jessica come across when they reach outside. And I just love, he's just so charming, he's just so adorable, and, you know, he's got all these cats with him, and, you know, he's telling Logan and Jessica his stories about the cats, and answering their questions about, you know, his mother and father and all of that. Because you have to remember, Logan and Jessica have never ever seen an old person before in their life. Again, you have to realize they've been living in a domed society where everybody can only live to the age of 30. And that's it. So to see the old man, that's quite a discovery for them to come across the old man, played by Peter Ustinov. But I mean, yeah, Peter Ustinov, so charming, so wonderfully charming and adorable as the old man. You know, oh my, you know, these cats, they all have 3 names, don't you know? And they got 3 names, and he's just so charming in the part of the old man. I love the futuristic look of the film. I love the music by Jerry Goldsmith. Again, his wonderful combination of orchestral music and electronic music. Again, that classic Logan's Run theme that I think is just so legendary, that you know, I mean, that's just really, really great, powerful stuff. You can put that up there with the Star Wars theme. You can put that up there with the classical music that you heard in 2001, A Space Odyssey. I mean, it's a classic sci-fi film theme. So great music by Jerry Goldsmith. The sound is great. I mean, this film, even on DVD, I mean, the movie still retains the Dolby stereo sound. So even on DVD, the movie sounds great. Great visual effects for its time. I mean, it's a combination use of models, and there's lasers, and it's also the first film to use holography, because there's a scene towards the end of the film where Logan is once again being interrogated by the computer, and the computer's asking him, "Did you find sanctuary?" And we see Michael York's head in these special, how can I call them, like laser dishes or laser bowls or something like that, and we see Michael York's head spinning around and around and around, and we see him mouthing, you know, "There is no sanctuary, frozen old ruins, there is no sanctuary," and his head is spinning around and around, and his head in every single one of these dishes was done with holography. And Logan's Run is the first film to ever use holography, and again, very, very impressive. Again, the film is a combination of model shots, lasers, very impressive sets, as well as using some sets that were shot at a mall in Texas, and some other shots were shot at a hotel in Texas. But nonetheless, the combination of all these different shots of the model use and the lasers and the sets, and of course when we finally go outside and Logan and Jessica are walking amongst ruined Washington, D.C., all of it combines into a very, very visually impressive film. Absolutely. Overall, yeah, I mean, I got no complaints about Logan's Run. I think from start to finish, it's a wonderfully entertaining film. And 40 years later, man, 40 years later, Logan's Run still holds up, in my opinion. I really, really love this film. Again, great action, great story, great visuals. I find the overall story to be very, very intriguing. Let's see, the score by Jerry Goldsmith is wonderful. And, oh, by the way, the director, yes, Michael Anderson. Michael Anderson is the director on this film. Michael Anderson, excellent direction from Michael Anderson. So I got to give credit to Michael Anderson. Great cast, great performances from Michael York, Jenny Agutter, the late great Richard Jordan, the late great Farrah Fawcett, what a babe, the late great Peter Ustinov, great atmosphere, great sensuality. How about that scene where Logan and Jessica run into the love shop? They run into the love shop, and Francis chases after them into the love shop. I'm not going to describe it to you. I'm just going to say it's a cool scene. So great atmosphere, great sensuality, where the sensuality is. The overall story I find intriguing. The whole look of the film I find intriguing. Great visual effects, and I'm very happy that those visual effects won a well-deserved special Oscar. Well-deserved here. And I think even now, 40 years later, Logan's Run is still a very hip, very cool sci-fi movie. I enjoyed it when I first saw it as a kid. I still enjoy it now. I think it's a whole lot of fun. So, Logan's Run, happy 40th anniversary, Logan's Run. You are a great sci-fi film in my heart. Always have been, always will be. Logan's Run, great sci-fi classic. Some people may not dig it. Some people, you know, I know that for some people, Logan's Run kind of goes over their heads, but it's never gone over my head. So yeah, Logan's Run, thumbs up all the way. Happy 40th anniversary to one of my all-time favorite sci-fi films, Logan's Run. I love it. So there you go, folks. That's my review of Logan's Run. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will be back with more movie reviews in the future. And until then, this is Alan. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe down below. And I'll see you next time.